Hello everyone and welcome to the map Whispers of Gold. Today we'll be taking a look at a highlight professional best-of-3 series of StarCraft 2. Joining me here, this fine map number 1, the upper left corner, shall belong to a Zerg champion. It is Reynor. And their opponent here, the Terran in blue, the bottom right corner, many SCVs, it is HeroMarine. You get that gas. You barracks in your own base. Intriguing choice, Sir Marine. Mr. Marine here. We will see how this begins to unfold. Not too sure I really expect anything unusual. They're both, I would say, fairly textbook players. HeroMarine especially. Really solid, just macro mechanics, a macro monster, if you will. That's kind of how I would picture HeroMarine here. If you're somebody, you're a Terran player, you're newly budding for some reason, Terran, and 2025, you're looking for somewhere to get some information, some builds, I would definitely recommend HeroMarine as one of the possibilities. Somebody you should check out. Another good one will be Cure. I would say Cure, another solid, just macro monster mechanics above all else. There's a few others, of course, that many would like to look at, a bit more micro-focused, more explosive action, but I would say if you're just starting out, just learning, go for the basics, go for those mechanics. Just like both of these players here so far, actually. Expansions coming online, natural command center on the way. Initial scout just now heading out. We will have this Reaper that we all know and love, the Reaper TVZ exchange here. Will they get one Zergling? Will they get one drone? Or will they just get a fast pass ticket to the afterlife thanks to the Queen? Reynor keeping the drone alive. Lings actually getting a little bit of damage on here. Queen just still a few seconds out, but I think the Reaper's gonna have to head out. Lings are getting a bit too feisty, a bit too spicy, might I say. Queen heads out now, plopping down the tumor. HeroMarine goes possibly for the tumor, but realizes that is way too much damage to have to endure there for such a trivial gain of one creep tumor. Reynor's third hatch completely unimpeded so far. The Reaper did not care at all about trying to delay said third base. HeroMarine actually says we're gonna just go for that tried and true, normal, economic focused TVZ build here. We're getting that third command center up and running, able to get a decent amount of SCVs running. Have some Hellions on the way as well. Curious what the starport follow-up is going to be. That really will tell a little bit of a story for the next few minutes. Will we see something absurd like Banshees, Liberator, or will it just be maybe Marine, medevac drop, that kind of thing? Reaper going to join forces with the reduced Hellions. A few more on the way. Hellion count could go. I think we might be seeing Banshees, actually. And Barracks made a tech lab in the starport, says, thank you very much. Banshee on the way. No cloak started just yet. Cloak has been started very much yet. Thank you. On the other side, I do see Reynor's going for a Roach Warren at the front of the base, actually, for the tech choice. So, might be seeing not quite the Lingbane Hydra standard, I would say, for Zerg. Zerg does have a couple options, couple avenues, just like Terran. You can go, of course, Biofocus. You can go back for Terran, but Zerg, you can kind of go a bit of Lingbane Hydra, Lingbane Muta. You could have Roach Ravager as your core composition. Just a bunch of roaches. We all kind of laugh at you, make fun of you, baby. You make nothing but 112 roaches, which don't even try to do the math on that because we have a 200 supply cap. But we could get there. Queen's holding the fort down at the front line. HeroMarine going for just a little bit of the creep here, trying to perhaps slow down a little bit of the spread. HeroMarine is, again, I was mentioning earlier, like a macro mechanics Terran, also a parade push Terran. What that means is they like to set up a lane, basically, for reinforcements, for pushing that attack. The HeroMarine might choose, for example, this space here that we have. This is the lane that they're going. So, therefore, the creep should be kind of halted or at least delayed on this side. Because wherever the creep starts is kind of where your push starts. And, of course, less distance to the hatchery is a good thing for the Terran. Reynor, of course, on the other side, the antithesis of that one's going to want to keep as much creep as possible, make the Terran have to work as hard, run into as many Zerg-shaped obstacles as possible. Right now, the only obstacle that we really have on the front line, and the only one that's necessary, is the Queens. Queen's doing fine. Banshees, not really getting anything done, it looks like. Not even one kill between them here. No drones have been lost. One drone has been lost. Teach me to say anything about it. The double cloak Banshee. So far not supremely successful, I would say, but that's not the only game from HeroMarine. He is preparing, like I mentioned, a bit of a push composition behind this. The third command center is landed. Stim's about to finish up. 1-1's about halfway. Do we have shields already behind? Shields already queued up, ready to go. The Hellions have been kept alive for almost this entire time, which is a good thing, I would say, not just in the form of losing, of course, giving up map control, but also the fact that if HeroMarine builds an army, just turn them into armory, turns them into Hellbats. There you go. Now you got something a little more heavy hitting to protect the front line of those Marines from things like Zerglings. Of course, Reynor's not really going for a lot of Zerglings, but the choice could be there. Reynor could, of course, change his mind on the composition. Zerg does have that advantage, rather fluid motion there. Marines pushing up the high ground. Siege tank is already set up to help out. There's only one siege tank here, though. Reynor might want to consider wrapping around, unless HeroMarine decides to just split the army up all on his own, decide to go for a drop in the main base. The Roaches scramble to get in place for the defense. HeroMarine is going to spot this morphing hive, which is, I'll say, a good tell, something good to find out. Reynor's not looking to engage right now, wanting to still just tech up a bit. Might be wanting to go for those juicy Vipers. Hellions make a dive into the third base here. They will have a little bit of success, actually. 7 drones go down, so definitely not nothing. Trading away those Hellions, though, so close to what I would have considered a main army style push. Armory is completed, +2 attack is on the way. Really waiting just a little bit on the +2 armor, making sure that the production's in order. HeroMarine does have a little bit of an army supply advantage, but I think that's perfectly sensible for where we are in the match. Uh-oh. The creep highway is getting ever closer to the Terran side of the map here. Banshees make a little bit of a move. Use the drones. We'll keep some of them alive here. Reynor decides to essentially circumvent the army here, force HeroMarine back a bit for the defense. Might be wanting to pressure the third. Just juggling around here. The hive is completed. I do see a Viper on the way, but it can't really get here quick enough. This is a lot of Marines to deal with. Reynor does have some Banes, no Bane speed, but the focus fire from the Marines is looking fantastic. All of the Banes were depleted before they could really even get any connection. That's the issue. Centrifugal hooks just now completed. If Reynor could have held off for even just 10 more seconds before throwing the Banes into the grinder, it would have helped out a lot. Siege tank set up in a great position using the rocks as a bit of help. Another wave of Banes ready to roll. And they're getting some pretty decent connections, but will it be enough? The siege tanks are still looking pretty strong. Most of the Marines are cleared off. This wave is dealt with. But that's not the only wave on the map, is it? 11 drones and counting falling here. Medevacs rejoin the second group, able to offer a bit of health insurance. And now, the Zerg army, no more Banes, nothing ready to go here. There's 8 on the way. A parasitic bomb goes out on the medevac. Immediately moved out, separated from the group. Will be totally fine. Bane's trying to roll in, not getting the connections I think Reynor was looking for, though. Map number 1 is going to go to the Terran. HeroMarine starting off strong. Map number 2 in the series shall be King's Cove here. The Terran. In the upper left corner, starting off strong, like I mentioned, dealing with the Zerg threats in true Terran fashion here. HeroMarine, of course. Many Marines. Very many Marines. And the Zerg player shall occupy the bottom right here. Looks like a bit of an extractor trick, trying to get that hatch up ever quicker. It will be Reynor. Pool thrown down. Overlord completed. Things are looking fine once again. Like I mentioned, kind of start of game 1 there, I don't really expect either of them to deviate a whole lot from what I would consider to be a standard mid-game style composition. Reynor kind of just got hit there before I think Reynor was really ready. Reynor just finishing off the hive, just trying to round out, get some Vipers out to help, but HeroMarine just punching a bit too strong there. Command center thrown down on location. Will we see the same? Third command center, Hellion, reactor switcheroo business. We shall see over the next few minutes. I think this is as good a time as any for me to ask you, beautiful viewers, how's your day going? I hope it's okay, honestly. It's a bit tough out there. I hope you guys are fine. No disasters, no calamities. I feel like that's really the best we can hope for. We can expect in most times. The Reaper's starting to head across now. Get to see the same juggle, the same situation here. Well, that's a lot of gold and bones. Hole up here. You guys want the gold. I want the bones. That looks much more interesting to me. Alright, Reaper. How you doing? Not too good, looks like. 0 kills, half health. I heard the extractor trick, so Reynor saving the drone once again. Third command center started behind this. Lightning fast timing. I still can't get used to that. It's the whole third command center business that we've had since really Legacy of the Void. It wasn't a huge thing, I would say, back in Wings of Liberty days. It feels so quick. Add-on switcheroo yet again, so we will be seeing very likely some Hellions. I hope it's not Widow Mines. Reaper still just testing the front lawn here. Queens will hold the fort down. Third hatch once again unstopped, unimpeded at all. Hellions are the choice. Did we see the barracks? What's the barracks doing? The barracks is making a tech lab again. We might just kind of see a rinse repeat here. Might see HeroMarine go for a little bit of a Banshee play. Reaper still just being annoying. A nuisance more than anything else. Not getting any drone kills. Ling, speed, nowhere in sight actually. Reynor not caring at all about Zergling's speed. Very quick roach play again, okay. Actually, this is slightly different. This is, I think, even quicker. The last round it was, I would say, a normal tech timing for the Zerg, usually about 4:30. At the same time you get the lair. There's no lair on the way right now though, and we weren't even at the 4-minute mark. So Reynor's deciding to do something different this round. This smells more aggressive. Reynor might be going for more of a 3-base roach play, where you get to like 60, 65 drones and cut it. You get to that 3-base saturation, and then you just halt all your drone. You go full-blown roach play. Okay. Gonna make a HeroMarine have to play the spokesperson for Raid to deal with all of these roaches. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Banshees are the choice, yet again, which I'll say up against a roach play is a pretty good choice. We're definitely going to need probably quite a few if it is what I'm thinking. This play is hitting each other to get a creep tumor. Spores on the way. Reynor does see, of course, the starport with the tech lab glowing. If you see that tech lab glowing, you know something naughty's going on in there. Terran ingenuity, Terran research going on. Oh, he's queued up hyperflight, actually. Oh, that's different, too. Interesting. Okay, so HeroMarine is wanting to go for Banshees this round. Wanting to actually commit, I think, to a Banshee play. And double factory on the way, too. Ooh, we've got ourselves a bit of a mech play. This might be battle mech. It's been a lot of Hellions. Banshees on the way. Roaches are still the flavor, as mentioned for Reynor here, who's hit the 60 drone mark, and I don't really see a lot more on the way. Reynor's going to even be able to deny the Hellions getting in. That's a good help. That's a great boon. Now it's going to be up to the Banshees. Can HeroMarine get the Banshees in here, get a bit of damage done? Spore's in a great position to deflect, even just something trying to hit the top mineral field here. Hyperflight on the way. 4th command center in play. Reynor rounding out just enough drones to replace what was lost there. Just 2 more to hit that 61 drone count. This is definitely an aggressive move. Reynor has decided to cut the drone production at that 3rd base level and is going for full-blown roach gear here. The Evo chamber, though, I'm a little surprised, has been completely decorative this time. The Evo chamber was started roughly the same time as the Roach Warren. Nothing's come of it, though. Banshees find the group of roaches, which is going to be a pretty big help. Roach speed finishes up. HeroMarines wanted to crack open the door, but I'm not sure that's going to be a supremely big help. Oh god, he was bringing the queens too. It's a roach queen play. We've got the taxis here, the dropper lords in play. Hot air balloons, if you will. Well, I think HeroMarine knows. HeroMarine felt that he opened the door and there was nothing. HeroMarine goes, oh no. Roaches find their way into the natural. The wall will be lifted, but I don't think they care about the wall. They want these siege tanks unguarded and exposed. There's a lot of Banshees here to help out with the defense, but the Queens are going to have to do nothing, apparently. Reynor's just going to take it. The army supply absolutely dwindling for the Terran. Not going to be able to shut that attack down. HeroMarine says, you got this one, let's move on. Move on to the next one, which I'll say is the grand finale. Map number 3, the grand finale in this series shall be Amygdala here. The upper right corner shall once again belong to the Terran. It is HeroMarine. And the bottom left, the Zerg player showing a bit of strength in map number 2 with a rather aggressive timing style build, I will say. It is Reynor. Will the aggression continue? Looking like so far on the menu, because this is a pool first. See what actually comes of it. Could just be, I'll say it could be a little paranoia. It could be Reynor maybe trying to preempt any proxy plays by HeroMarine, wondering HeroMarine might be feeling on the back foot. After that, might try something a little, let's go with creative, possibly. I will say that is not the case at this point. HeroMarine is just going with the standard, going with what has been working out, I'm sure, for many, many years. Reynor is making a few extra Zerglings, so probably is going to send them around. If I had to guess, Reynor's going to send these somewhere different than the center path, but I am apparently wrong. It won't be the first time. Won't be the first time today. Probably won't be the last time today. We'll see. Oh, he's actually going to move them around the bottom here, which will circumvent, I'll say, the Reaper, so they will be at least unscouted at this point. They're going to get in here right as the SCV is trying to prepare the natural command center. Do they go for the SCV? Not really. Oh, splitting off just a little bit here. Reaper on the other side, not heading home at this point. HeroMarines decided to try to deal with this with the boys, with the workers. They will be pulled. Reynor's just going to essentially kite them around, maybe trying to deny a bit of mining time. Not much else, though. The natural command center's production was halted, which is probably the biggest win out of all of this, I'll say. Mining time, sure, absolutely a great thing. We don't want to understate it. The Reaper coming home is another nice win for the Zerg. Not an incredible investment, I would say, from the Zerg, but getting a decent amount done here. The command center's delayed. Workers had to shuffle around, figure out their newly found combat-style existence. Behind this, that is an incredibly early Roach Warren. So what's Reynor planning with this? Is Reynor now possibly throwing a bit too much and saying, oh, that aggressive play worked out. I think we should keep going. We should, you know what, go even more, even harder aggression. Oh, God, he's got 8 roaches on the way. So many roaches, I will say that. The roach plays in all 3 games against HeroMarine, a player you know likes Banshee openers. That's, I'll say, an intriguing decision, intriguing choice to go for this when you know at the very least, the bare minimum here, HeroMarine is getting a defensive Banshee. The Hellions are going to spot these roaches, and HeroMarine's got to be saying, wow, that's a lot of roaches for 4 minutes. The Queen will come down here, try to help out the drones. It's just 1 Hellion, of course, so the drones aren't in a supreme amount of peril. One of them even pulled off the line, decides to amend the attack there, help deal with it via pinchers. Ravager on the way. Roaches are going to get to the natural. No semblance of a wall yet, not even a siege tank in sight. The hope, I think, is going to come down to the Banshee. The natural's already evacuated, which I'll say is probably a solid decision. Unlike this SCV. Very unfortunate SCV. Banshee pops out of the starport, takes a bile immediately. HeroMarine needs to be a little more careful here. Ravager, definitely the biggest threat. The Roach is going to provide a nice front line. The Hellion was blocking them in. Mineral walk there to get a great surround. The boys are certainly helping out at the expense of their own lives, though. Banshee will be successful. Able to deal with all of the roaches here. 7 drones fell. Was this the Reaper? 5 kills on the Reaper. I'm going to say the Reaper did something good while that was all going on there. 12 SCVs were lost, knocking HeroMarine down to relatively close to the Zerg, which is fine. You know why? Why is it fine? I don't know. You tell me. Yeah. 3rd command center built. You got it. Exactly right. I knew you could do it, though, you Grandmaster level player, you. We got this. The 3rd command center's totally fine. It's a great choice so you get those extra workers out. Replacements, no trouble at all at this point. Little bit of losses, sure, it always hurts. Never fun to deal with. Oh, Reaper, not gonna get any more. It was at that moment he knew. Roach is gonna help out. No more Reaper shenanigans. Lair on the way. 3rd hatch just now getting started, really. Get that saturated, get that filled with some drones. We'll see how things unfold from here. Reynor definitely, I think, took a bit of a loss with all of that investment. There was a lot of roaches. Ravager put in there too. Losing some drones behind it really does hurt. HeroMarine's ahead on workers for the very brief moment that I'm looking at this, of course. Reynor's going to try to fix that up, but HeroMarine is going to come online a bit quicker compared to the Zerg at this point. Stim almost done. Shields will follow up behind this. The bush is coming. This is almost exactly the same as what we saw map number 1. Somebody got out of here. They were clearly a Zerg, and we really didn't need them to contribute anything else. Reynor's all the Zerg we need in this match, so we do appreciate you getting the heck out of Dodge. Okay, thank you very much. HeroMarine Just trying to, I think, follow an overseer over here. Okay. The Banshees heading out once again. Do they have cloak? No cloak this time. Instead, just going with the good old veterancy status here. One of these Banshees is the one that helped out with the defense. Cloak optional, damage mandatory. Will be successful too, getting quite a few more kills involved here. 4 drones going down, which is going to delay Reynor even further. At this point, we're looking at a little bit of a snowball move. HeroMarine looking to be pretty good. There is a hope, though. I saw Infestation Pit. I would like to see Reynor actually use this for infestors. He did it, of course, for the hive, wanting to get the hive rolling, but personally, I think maybe 2, just 2, maybe 3 infestors just added in with this army would really help out. Go for a fungal growth chain on the Marines. Land 2 fungals in a row, those Marines are going to have a really tough time dealing with anything but their own weakness. Nothing yet, though. Not in sight just yet, I will say. HeroMarine going to pick up here, going for a little bit of a drop, really, into the natural play. Okay. Dropping all that down, just going for a bit more drones, it seems. No Ravagers are here, so the anti-air is going to come down to really just the Queens. And HeroMarine decides not to supremely commit, also cutting the SCV production at 3 bases. Does he even have a 4th? No. 4th command center, nowhere to be found, nowhere in sight. Banshees are keeping an eye on the right lane there, right channel. I think HeroMarine might be setting up, ready to go. At this point, the siege tanks are here. The Marine count is massive. Upgrades are looking pretty strong. One big difference at this point, though, Reynor already has Bane speed done and has an Ultra Cavern on the way. If the Ultras can get out here, Reynor's good. Marine tank, one vulnerability to that is Ultralisks. Chitinous plating can be massive. There is an infestor as well. 1 infestor, which is going to be a great fungal, but I don't think it's going to be nearly enough. No way. Gosh, really? Just one? Just 1 infestor. Reynor's trying to get the Ultras out. The Ultra Cavern is going to complete here. I think you start Chitinous and try to get a few Ultras. Yeah. Chitinous is on the way. The Ultra production nowhere yet, though. The money's just not there. And this is where we're starting to see some of the issues with all of the drone losses and the aggressive investment. HeroMarine decides to pick everything up, go for the main base. That's a lot of Marines, too. Okay, the second group getting into position for an attack here. Reynor's going to have to split. Carpet bomb dropped the Marines into the main base here. Bane will be successful so far. Marines on the top side. Good God, this is way too much army. The Terran going to be in an absolutely solid position. Gets on top of the Evo chambers here. The main base looks like was dealt with and deflected, but at the cost. These upgrades will be denied. +2 armor, +1 melee attack. Ultra gets here, but 1 Ultra is almost worse than 0. The siege tanks helping out, losing their life, but also setting up shop here. Marines doing pretty good, actually. I think this is going to be good enough. Oh, HeroMarine dropped again in the main base. The hive under threat. HeroMarine will take the match, showing strength, tenacity there. Reynor not going to get it done here. Map number 3 goes to the Terran, and with it, the series. As always, of course, if you enjoyed, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.